This is the coastline of Normandy, France, where the legendary D-Day beach landings took place. American forces suffered over 4,000 casualties on Omaha Beach, the bloodiest of 5 landing sites on the Normandy coast on June 6, 1944. This was D-Day, the epic event that altered the course of World War II. Today, the Normandy American Cemetery, sited on a bluff high above the coast, is one of the world's best-known military memorials. These hallowed grounds preserve the remains of nearly 9,400 Americans who died during the Allied liberation of France. 3 Medal of Honor recipients rest here. 45 sets of brothers lie side by side. The Visitor Center describes the events and the significance of the D-Day landings and the ensuing campaign for Normandy. Every year, over 1 million visitors come to pay their respects to the fallen and learn more about the crucial events that happened here. Within the picturesque trees, an immense array of headstones rises in long regular rows. At the west end of the cemetery, granite statues represent the United States and France. A small chapel sits at the center of the cemetery. Inside, a ceiling mosaic depicts America blessing her sons as they depart to fight for freedom. In the open arc of the memorial, a bronze statue symbolizes the indomitable spirit of American youth. Over 1,500 names are carved on the walls in the Garden of the Missing, behind the memorial. The daunting challenges and intense combat of the campaigns to liberate France live on in this inspiring burial ground, the final resting place for so many courageous American servicemen and women.
What's up, fellas?
What up,
Bro, hold on, let me pick this up.
D-Day.
And I was waiting for the da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
I mean, on a day like today that's almost underwhelming compared to what you remember from today, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys watch any of the coverage that they did of like the memorial and all the stuff they did today?
Yeah,
I was driving around Houston today, so I was listening to it on Sirius XM.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna tell you what. When you watch on TV today, and you know what today is, how many 100-year-old men you know are going to get their ass up, get on a plane, and go to France to be like, I got to be there, right?
Don't deserved it. Been in it.
Half of them don't even want to drive across town to go to the freaking doctor, but they're like, nope, I'm going. And you know what's really sad and sucks is we're getting ever close to those heroes not being here anymore because of time. And I just hope that it lives on. You know, like I heard a lot of stuff on the TV today. The thing that stood out to me the most, and it was like, I need to go there and see this because what I think is really cool is there's a lot of stuff there that really pretty much gives thanks to the United States for everything we did to help, right? It was a group effort for sure. But there's a church that in the church, in the stained glass, around the angel is American paratroopers falling from the sky in the church. So there's a whole bunch of stuff around there that depicts the stuff that we did to come in and help liberate France, and you know the tide turned there. That's where the ass whooping really got intense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was the largest amphibious assault in the history of warfare, which was Operation Overlord. There were 5,000 ships, 150,000 troops across 5 beaches in Normandy that stormed. There are airborne divisions that went behind enemy lines to, try to eradicate Nazi Germany, and things could have been a lot different if the greatest generation didn't get their ass up and go to France.
For sure. You know what I wish? I wish that stuff like that. And there you go, Rich LaMonica from Misfit Nation. You got Home Front Sit Rep, the Willises, same people in. Welcome, guys.
Hey, what's up? Willis is
Airborne and Air Assault, Rich LaMonica.
Look at that. Rich LaMonica just found out that his great uncle's buried in France.
Wow.
What I was going to say is when you take a look at the ceremony they gave today and they talk about it, you just showed that video that talks about, the place that you can go to the memorial and you can see all these things. I wish, but I doubt, but I wish that more parents would have their kids sit down and be like, you need to watch this today. You need to understand like what it really means to be free, right?
Right.
Like at the end of the day, we could say that in some cases you take for granted the freedoms you have to do different things, right? The fact that you can walk down the street and really tell a police officer to go fuck himself is freedom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many countries have we been to that if you look at them wrong, they're like, you, me, we're going back there, right? Can't even look at them wrong. But here you can do those things. And so like, I hope that more people like show those things and, encourage their kids to learn about the history of this country and what it means to live here, right? So, just thoughts.
Being the fact that, I was at the 101st Airborne Division, the history of the 101st Airborne Division is synonymous with D-Day, really, because at that point, the division had no history, but it had a rendezvous with destiny. And that was something that the division commander said, a lot of the things that that happened over there with the 1st, 2nd, 3rd Brigade, what is it, 2nd of the 506 Parachute Infantry Regiment with the Band of Brothers. I mean, these are things that when I was at Fort Campbell, I learned about, my kids learned about. So like I was with the Houston Police Officers Union today. They spoke about it. I'm going to the Chamber of Commerce tomorrow. So they're going to, we're going to cover a VPR for the VFW there about D-Day. So to me, this is really the most important because you actually see what freedom costs. When you have a Nazi Germany military that wanted to take over the world, Europe for sure, we had to come take care of business. And some people these days don't have, maybe the stomach for that, or even more so the understanding for that. But I mean, those that signed the dotted line to go over there did. And today we definitely remember all those people.
Yeah, for sure. And
1944.
They talked about a few of the presidential speeches over the years for that D-Day memorial. And the one that they say that lives on forever, the one that everybody remembers is Reagan's at the 40th. Yeah. They were like, you can't top that one, dude. Like he killed it. But what a lot of people were saying, think about this one. Think about where we're at now. And again, times are different. It is what it is. So we're not going to sit here and, talk about like what's wrong or what's bad. Dude, there were so many 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old, you can now call them, they're men because they were like, their parents were like, if you feel that strong about your country, they would they'd go sign and be like, yeah, that's my kid. He's 18. And your like 16, 17-year-old kid is overseas fighting a war because it was that important. Because it was just that important. Freedom was that important to everybody back then. And just in there, they're things about the greatest generation. They definitely are the greatest generation. They put so much into America, right? Like it was such a prideful thing back then. And I just hope that we kind of roll around to get back towards that, right? Be proud to be where you're from,
We better get back towards it real quick because I mean, there's things going on with Russia and Ukraine and Palestine and Israel. There's so many terrorist organizations across the world that absolutely want to decimate freedom and the Western way of life. So gotta remain vigilant.
Go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry.
No. That's all I was gonna say. We gotta remain vigilant.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a never-ending battle. Terror is a never-ending battle.
It's a shame that some people won't appreciate freedom or understand it until it's taken away. Right.
I was just about to say the same thing. Like everybody,
when you grow up in it, you grow up in it from what other people have done to make sure it is available. you never had to really worry about it, right? Kids are running around the house and do whatever till strangers at the door, and they're like, "Mom, Dad," well, you know what I mean? But it's a shame that it's not really a shame. It's just the times, right? Because we have been such a great country for so long. There's so many people who never have understood what it's like to not, to have to worry. Somebody else is fighting it. Somebody else is showing up. Somebody else is standing to watch. I went to get some ice cream with the kids last night, and a young girl saw my military ID. As soon as she saw it, she was like, "Thank you for your service." There's a difference between when somebody, you can tell, I don't know, maybe someone in their family served or something else, but you can just tell there's a difference in how somebody responds to the fact that they know that you serve, right? There's that whole, do you guys offer military discount? And then it's like, "Oh yeah, thank you for your service," type of thing. Versus when somebody sees you and you don't even have to even say anything. They're just like, "Oh, you serve? Hey, thank you for your service." There's a difference.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said, Matt, is I think that, it's up to us to sit our kids down and sit people down and make it important to watch, ceremonies and things like that, to understand their freedoms that they have. Because again, if you don't talk about it, they just think they're entitled to it.
For sure.
It's crazy.
I do think, and I, for us that are on here anyway, our kids are old enough that they grew up a little bit with us in. And part of what helped a lot, like I'll tell you what, Cole toured a lot of colleges. And yeah, we live in Houston. Like we're in Texas. So obviously you're looking at Texas schools because he's in Texas and all his friends went there. But I'll tell you what, man, we went to LSU. Becky went to Oklahoma State with them. We did, because it was during COVID, a virtual tour of UT. We went to Texas Tech the moment he walked on campus at A&M. And he sees the history. There's like a whole hall for guys that served. When he saw all of that, he was like, "This is where I'm going." Like, there's no doubt in my mind, this is where I need to be, because he got to grow up and see that. And I think part of being in the Navy too is we have so many ceremonies that are time tradition. Like you get to really see what it was like back then too. So a lot of that's really good. But I know that just him growing up and seeing that, and then the tradition that comes with being at that school, is what brought him there. He could have gone anywhere to college, right? And a lot of times you could do that. But you're right. It is sad. You said it's not sad, but it is sad. It's sad that, not enough people nowadays explain the importance of what that's for. Everybody's too busy arguing about nothing. You know what I mean? Instead of like being proud of where we're from and enjoying that. And, I get it. We have border crisis. We have all this stuff going on, but there's still one thing that's true in this world today. Everyone wants to be in America. They do. They want to be here. This is the land of opportunity still today, even though we have our challenges that we're going to be able to work through them, but it is still the land of opportunity, and people know that this is where you make shit happen. It just is. And I just wish, and I hope, and I'm confident. Remember, I've talked about this before in this podcast. When I was growing up and when I went into the military and I first started, they were like, "We are screwed when that dude's in charge. We're done."
Yeah.
Like the whole world's going to blow up. And I mean, we turned out all right. So I'm still very, very hopeful that we're still going to turn all right. I think it's going to be okay. But I think we're going to have to go through some crazy bullshit to get there. But when do we not? We're America. We like that, Yeah.
Very true.
I saw something today, and I'm not going to go into the weeds on it because I know that can get crazy, especially in this day and time. But I think that we're focusing on the wrong things now as we're moving forward on in this life. I saw a comment, or not necessarily a comment, it's a video I saw. I was scrolling through something. I don't remember, Facebook, Instagram or something. And I was talking about, how we are now. You'll get in so much trouble now for speaking against the LGBTQ, when you speak against things like that, right? But the question he asked is like, okay, it's fine, right? You guys, that stuff has nothing to do with anything other than what you guys are doing in the bedroom or what you guys are doing behind closed doors, right? If you anything else besides that is like, okay, what are you pushing, right? What is the agenda you're pushing? Because you've always had the freedom to do whatever you wanted to do on your own time. But now it's like we're pushing it to make it okay for everybody to accept it and to appreciate it and shove it down your throat. But it's like, okay, so what is the real meaning behind it other than what you choose to do in your bedroom or when nobody else is looking or whatever? What else do you have to offer from that? And I thought about it because, again, I don't feel any kind of way. People can do and date and be with whoever they want to. It's always been like that. It's never changed. The only thing that's changed now is how we're putting it out there to where you want it to be accepted by everyone, regardless of how they feel about it. We're just going to push it down, shove it down your throat at this point. And I think that we're moving in the wrong direction in that realm.
I mean, a little bit, but think about anything nowadays. They got all this stuff about Palestine and Israel and all these college campuses. And then you had at some point, they had the BLM movements. And then at some point, there's going to be something that comes up. And it just feels like nowadays when someone finds something that catches a little bit of fire and gets a couple people to turn their heads, then that's the most important thing. Like that's all they care about doing. That's all they want to celebrate. And if you're not, on my team and you don't agree with how I do things and you're not like me, then you're against me. And the thing that we've still not figured out is let's just do this. I just want to understand, like, why do you feel that way? Why? Just tell me. I'm not, and a lot of times you're not challenging anybody, but it's very interesting sometimes to see how some people react, right? I think you have two sides of a coin. You got people that are going to scream and yell because they want to be on the winning team, right? Mm-hmm. They're just going to scream and yell. And the moment you ask them, to explain something or talk through it with me, they get angrier. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then there's those people that, it's what they believe, it's who they are, and it's how they live, right? And they're like, yeah, let's go talk about it. I'm so glad you asked. And it's like, how can we get to that balance where, like, when you're passionate about something, you should be able to talk about it with somebody and not defend it, but give your point of view. You don't have to defend anything. And I think that's where we're at right now, is everybody feels like they have to be defensive. And honestly, nobody cares, dude. Like, drive around. Nobody cares. Like, I'm not going to walk up to you and be like, ew, you're gross.
Right.
I know people from all different backgrounds, and it's great. Like, sometimes I might agree with certain people do, but whatever, that's your life. You can live it. That doesn't mean I want to be your friend.
Yeah.
It means I don't agree with some things. And I think a lot of that is what we're missing in the world today is, like, we're really not allowed to disagree. We can't have, like, hard conversations or talk about different things because at some point it gets, lit on fire because, one little turn here or there. And it doesn't even matter how respectful you're being. People just, do they even have debate class in high school anymore? Because that's probably the most boring ass class in school. Because how can you debate two sides of something?
Right.
You
can't debate now. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
I need to stop watching TV and social media, man, because it just gets crazy. I saw today that, it's graduation time.
Yeah.
I saw today there's this young lady who was about to walk across the stage, and I guess the superintendent of the school was black, right? So there was a couple of white teachers there, and there's one black teacher there. So when she went to get her award, her father jumped up on the stage and pushed the black guy out the way because he didn't want his daughter shaking his hand. And he did it in front of, like, all of these people. Like, he jumps out of the crowd, goes on the stage, and literally pushes the black guy out of the way.
Like, what does that solve?
Like, what does that prove, man? Like, it's 2024, bro.
If anything, it's like all those other videos you watch where dads or moms or whoever jumps in the middle of some shit and they start breaking up stuff. Or there's been times where you can see parents will go beat up a kid for whatever reason. Like, do you really understand and realize what people think of you now?
Yeah, it's crazy.
We're at a point where all that stuff that you think, like, come on, man. Like, the only way for us to be better is to be one with each other, right? You're never going to be perfect in that, but I hate when I see that stuff too. It's like, you're not really proving anything.
You're not proving
at all. What you just did
showed your ignorance.
Not just that, but now your daughter gets to be like, guess what happened at my graduation, kid? Right. And you can't, and in today's world, you'll never take that back. That's out there forever now.
Yeah.
Like, you'll never take that back.
Yeah.
It sucks because, there's just instant access to everything and people are just going to be who they are.
Yeah.
I guess there's one side of the coin. At least he's being honest about who he is, right? Maybe you could say that, but there's a time and a place, right? Did you get taught that? Like,
like who did you make proud in that? Who did you make proud in that moment, though? You know what I mean? One more, last one. It's my last one. I saw another one.
Hold on for that one though. I think a lot of people start out like with regular discourse, whether they're just not agreeing on what color the sky is or whatever. People feel like they have to be so angry and state their case so hard in such a manner that it gets, either some likes or subscribes. They feel like they have to make such a passionate effort that normal discourse just doesn't go, because by the time someone makes their point, the other party is either angry that they made their point, or they're yelling at the people to make a simple point about, the Boston Celtics are about to whoop the Dallas Mavericks ass in game one, but that's actually happening. But I think people like who is it? The lost art of communication to bridge is what Julie Willis said. Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody goes straight to anger, and just because you have something, that means I lost something.
Yeah.
And everybody argues from that disposition, and that sucks.
Yeah.
And that's what's sad when you see like a ceremony like today at D-Day, right? Do you know what I saw at that D-Day ceremony?
What?
There's white dudes, Hispanic dudes, black guys, Asian guys. And then even from that, you got to see all the different militaries that were there participating in the ceremony. And all of them were walking up to these men and congratulating them, right? Nobody was like, oh, I'm going to skip that one. Right. You know what? They would have never. Because that guy right there, if there's anybody on the planet that's earned the right for you to stop and say something to them, it's that guy right there.
Yeah.
Because they are the ones that went through and gave that sacrifice, right? So that's why I love that, like where we're at. So here in Houston, Hector Giron, who's with the American Legion VFW, that dude,
Hector,
man, he takes World War II vets to the D-Day Museum. He takes them to Astros games. That one guy right there, I see him on social media all the time celebrating those men, because he values the fact that they're not going to be around for a long time. But you really want to sit down and just talk to them, man.
Yeah.
To listen to one of those guys talk. I remember, Scott, when we would go through Chief season and they'd bring in World War II chiefs or Vietnam era chiefs, and they would sit them at the tables and they got to talk with the selectees that are going through the process, or even some of the chiefs.
Yeah.
Man, like the stuff they would tell you that they went through, you would be like, I can't believe you did that. And they're like, I mean, it really wasn't a big deal. It just happened. To them, it was like, whatever. It's what I had to do
to survive.
For my country, because that's what I chose to do. Right. And so you would sometimes see these guys look at these older gentlemen when they're telling stories, and they'd be like, I don't know if I'd ever be able to do it. And the best was like these old dudes going, yeah, I can tell. You'd never be able to do it. I got to go talk to somebody that gives a shit. And then they'd walk off, and the kid's like, well, I didn't mean it. He goes, oh, I did. And they walk off, and you're like, bro, you're not going to like those guys. They're looking through you when they talk to you. They've been through so many things. They had to relate to so many people. They had to give so much stuff up. They don't have time for bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Like they really don't. And so it's great to talk to those dudes.
And then you think about it, there was a draft then too. A lot of those people who are not here anymore, they didn't even have a choice, man. It was like they didn't volunteer. They didn't volunteer their time to do that. Like a lot of them guys got drafted, and they were over there because that's what you had to do. Like you didn't have a choice. So it's like, hey, no matter what you want to do, you're going. And a lot of people pay the ultimate sacrifice for that. And that's why I say it's such a big slap in the face when you see a country as great as ours that is still trying to be individually divided by people's ignorance on what they want to hold so dear, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
To at any cost, I want to hold that dear, but I want to live here. You know what I mean? I want to live here. I want to get all the benefits and all the stuff from being an American, but I want to run my own agenda and decide that I'm going to be racist, or I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be that.
Yeah.
Right? That's just crazy. And going to what I was saying, man, I saw another one because I didn't want to keep this like black and white, because shit happens everywhere. No matter what color creek, shit happens everywhere. So another one, this kid was acting up in school. So his mom, this is a black lady, she goes to the school, and you can see her dragging her son outside by the back of his shirt. And she took him outside, and she pulled that belt on. She whooped his ass outside in front of the teachers and everything. And she told him, like, you want to be talking back to your teachers? And she, so she whooped his tail outside, right? And then she like, and you apologize to your teacher. He's like, I'm sorry. She like, and if you ever disrespect these people, they come in here and work. They don't have to teach your bad ass. And if you ever do that shit, when you go home, I'm going to brush your face. Like, but she was going ham, right?
Yeah.
The teachers are looking like, oh my gosh. Because at some point, it's like, is this child abuse, or Are we fixing this kid, or you know what I mean? Because literally, I mean, she wasn't gonna kill the kid, but you know what I mean. I've had plenty of them kind of ass whoopings.
Bro, I had to go pick my own switches when I was
Yeah,
kid,
bro.
dude. And if you brought one back that was too skinny, they were like, "We'll use that one for now, but you're gonna go get one that's better."
Bro,
Like,
I've had plenty of them kind of ass whoopings. Not
man.
in the school, but I've had those. But I'm gonna tell you,
Bro, I remember in high school, your parents could give the principal permission.
yeah,
to
it used to
paddle
be a time
if
you
you did something wrong.
but this was different. This was different than the paddle, because the paddle, at least you knew how many you was getting.
Yeah,
So
for
right
sure.
here, these was involuntarily pow.
Those were mom hands.
Yeah, that's when you
different,
might
dude.
get hit in the back of your legs, the back of your neck, or whatever. But the teacher was kind of looking like it. She like, and you apologize to him. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, and if I have to come back up to this school again when you get home, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then it says on the bottom of the comments, like, is this child abuse or is this, you know what I mean? And I'm looking like I'm torn, because I'm thinking, man, yeah, but no, but I don't know, but
yeah.
because I mean, if he was cutting up like that, he needed you. We always say that you need your ass beat. You don't be acting like that. But then when you say you need your ass beat, what does that entail, right? So I don't know. I won't whoop my kids that way now, only because I think when I used to get it when I was younger, I used to feel like I got it and I didn't deserve what I got for like the crime. The punishment didn't fit the crime, right? However, I do feel like there has to be a certain level of control in the home to where you're not waiting for the school or the police or someone else to try to discipline your kid, right? Because if your child doesn't fear you at home to a certain degree, then what makes you think he is going to go to school and fear anybody? And that is, to me, again, America, anybody listening, I'm not condoning child abuse or anything else like that, but I have to ask the question, is that if you're not able to control your kids at home and stamp in that level of discipline and respect, how could they go out into the world and respect anybody? They don't even respect you as their parents at home, right? So now these kids are going out here, they're disrespectful, they're saying things, they're doing things, and then they get caught up in the system, and then it's all bad. But we see a lot more of that now with these school shootings and this crazy stuff that's going on than we did earlier in time, because I was afraid to act up in school because I was afraid of what the hell was going to happen to me when I got home. Now I feel like these kids play these video games and they see so much stuff. They're exposed to so much stuff now, like blood and guts doesn't terrify kids anymore. You know what I mean? The sight of somebody getting shot does not mentally mess up these kids for what we can see like it would have for us, because it wasn't so normal. We didn't see this stuff so frequently through TV and all the stuff. We used to have to go to movies to watch movies and stuff. Like, we didn't just get in our phone and see it. So there's a level of control. Yeah. Now these kids, man, like to see blood and guts. These video games are so real to life looking. I mean, it doesn't mess them up anymore. They can go to a school and shoot somebody and keep on going because it's nothing worse than what they've seen on a video game. So you look at, we're talking about how the world is changing and things. How do we fix that? Or is it too far gone to even fix? You know what I mean? Like, is it too far gone?
Because no. I will never say it's too far gone, because I mean, I talked to Berto about this. Well, Berto's commenting now. Physical discipline is allowed. Marks and bruises as a child is a red flag, and it's recommended that you do not physically discipline a child when you are dysregulated. So Berto and I actually talked about this. So with my first 5 kids, I spanked them. I would, give them pops and things like that. I didn't like spank them like I got spanked.
Right.
But I do know that I was a wild ass kid from Kentucky, and I probably deserve some of the switches that I got put around my legs. But my first 5 kids, the first 5, they got spanked and they had some issues, but they were really good kids. But with Tatum, I've not ever spanked him that I can remember, and he's the most well-behaved kid ever. And it's just about, the difference in, the way we do. Like, we make sure he has a healthy reverence for his teachers, for his parents. He does honor his mother. And when he gets out of line, disrespect is huge. All I got to do is scowl, And that is as bad as getting a
I would
spanking
think
for me. Like, that's what it would take to turn me around as a spanking. All it takes is him as a scowl.
Look,
Yeah.
I mean, just sitting with him at lunch yesterday, man, I have a certain level, bro. I don't even have any words for Tatum, man. He gives the best hugs ever as a kid. He's giving me the best hugs ever.
Well, he learned from the best hugger in the business.
But yeah, he's got it from the best. No offense, Brooklyn. Brooklyn gets pretty great hugs too, but they're just so many. Like, she got to have like 50 hugs a day. But Tatum, man, just talking to him, and I asked him about summer, and he just went off like, talking about when he went to summer camp. I was like, what do you like about it? He's like, man, we do these skits, and they're so crazy that I just absolutely love them. And I'm sitting there looking like, man, where you get this kid from? You know what I mean? He's just great, man. He's just great. But again, so like you're saying, Ty, I mean, how did you get it to that though? Is it just because you spend? Maybe it's because you spend a lot. See, obviously.
Oh, I got an answer for this too, brother. Oh, check this shit out. So this is something that Berto and I have had to work out. Okay. I was so intense. I wanted my kids to have a significant emotional event when they did something wrong, because I didn't want them to ever make that, whether it was picking up their crowns, not picking up their coloring books, or whatever it may be. I wanted them to remember everything I told them, because I thought that was the most important thing there was, because I was deploying back to back, and I was wound tighter than, I was wound tight as hell. So my parenting, the fact that my wonderful wife taught me how to be a better parent. I got older. That teaches you that some of the shit that you did when you were younger just doesn't work. So no, I do not think we're past the point of no return, but I do believe that we're past the point of things just righting themselves. People are going to have to make a concerted effort to do some of the things, to apply the golden rule, to not get so worked up when someone cuts them off in traffic or whatever it may be, whatever consternation you may have. Realize that you need to let that shit slide sometimes. I'm the number one guy for that.
Yeah, it's going to be some people coming in and making some changes to kind of turn things back in a direction that people aren't going to like, and they're going to get very angry about it. But all in all, what's going to be interesting about that, what you said, Ty, is like, we got to make a concerted effort. When that concerted effort is made, I bet you were surprised at how many people are like, it is about time. And then you have all these people that come out and do it, because we already know, somebody put it in there, Berto did, like, you got to consider the source of some of these things we see now. Some of it's clickbait, some of the stuff they want you they want that reaction, so they're going to show it to you. But at the same time, that's the super minority that does that, right? It's the one thing that you can click and see, but then it's almost like taking a survey, right? If you poll 100 people and get an answer from 100 people, do you really have a good sample of what people think? Probably not, because it's only 100 people. And you could choose 100 people based off what you want. You could stereotype them. You could pick them off of different criteria, and you could definitely get the answers that you want. But I think once, like all the stuff we've seen where things have started to come and they've shifted and they moved, it's going to take a couple times where people are like, this is enough. I'm tired of this shit. Like, we need to get back to respecting each other. We need to get back to, being proud to be in the country we live in. The fact that people can just be like running around saying, death to America and things, like, I'm like, what are we doing? But again, Berto makes a great point. Consider the source on that. Was that real? Did they want to run that for you? Did they want to see it? And so that's the part about technology, I think, that hurts the most with us, is everything is so accessible so fast. Before you can even see the real story, you've seen the fake story, or vice versa. You've already formed an opinion. So sometimes it's hard to know, where to go with that. Because remember, when we were younger, we just heard about shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I heard about that. Like, when did it happen? Oh, a long time ago. I heard about it the other day. And we just moved on from stuff so much faster, right? There wasn't a lot of dwelling on things, I don't think, back then.
Yeah.
I do believe that the amount of information that's available today let's just take America, United States of America, for example, 350 million people. There's so much information that's available to every one of those people, from very early on in your first year of life, to where you can literally see stuff on the internet, to, old people, or middle-aged people like me that are almost 50, I tune a lot of things out because I don't want to hear it anymore because I have wisdom to know that that's probably not going to turn out well for me.
Right.
All the way to people that are older that may be technologically hindered in some way, but they have to access the same information. There's so much information now that people have all of their little bitty issues that may not, on the grand scale of things, may not be that big a deal, but it's a big a deal to that short pool of people. And because we have so many people, it becomes a big issue.
Do you think
everybody has a sounding board?
Do you think having the ability or having access to too much information is a bad thing?
I don't think having access to the information is a bad thing, but I think it's imperative when you have access to as much information as we have, that just like, Spider-Man says, with great responsibility or with great power comes great responsibility.
Right.
When you have that much information, you have to know how to wield it, or you have to know how to take it in, because most of that information will blow your mind, especially when it comes to what our college is doing. How am I going to get a job? What's a trade school? What's the military? What is going on with foreign policy? What's going on in the election? These are all things that when we were kids, we didn't have, snap of the finger access to.
Yeah. When we were kids, did you guys really give a shit about politics? Did you see it at all?
No.
Like, I don't.
The president was a president. I have no opinion on it.
In the country.
Yeah, the president was a president. You didn't have no opinion on it. You just needed to know all of the presidents from 1 to whatever number it was. Now,
do they still do that?
No, hell no, bro.
No?
No.
Hey, but here's what's crazy. You ready? You know who has to know that?
Who?
Anybody that comes to this country the right way to get their citizenship.
Right. Yeah, but they do. Right. Like the key is the right way. Right.
But American citizens that are born here have the ultimate cheat code. They didn't have to learn.
Man, listen.
I think that's another thing there to interject. Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
Something to interject with is what Berto said, is that if there's 350 million people and you take a slice of 5 million people that are really worried about, which Silver Surfer's the better, which movie's the best, and you have a bunch of people that are going to argue this and they get militant about it, that 5 million people can make a large amount of noise when it doesn't really make up that big of the population, but the news cycle will pick that up. And because it's decisive, it sells, it'll be a good story for a couple days.
Right.
But people are going to, like you said, it'll be a story for a couple of days for ratings. And then people are going to remember that silly shit that was talked about which Silver Surfer movie was better for years. And that's the sad part.
Yeah. And but they still continue in their little groups wherever they're at, because if you think about it, 5 million people in a whole bunch of different parts is 5 million people in a lot of different places in small groups. That's where that thing spreads. And they continue to push that even after it's off the news cycle for 3 days, because they think it's super important, And then, that's the thing.
There's no self-regulation either. Like there's nobody in those meetings saying, look, I mean, I don't think that you're looking at this from all ways. We should maybe analyze this topic a little bit more before we form this march, or we form this protest, or we, get on college campuses. There's no one there. Everyone's of like mind. Oh, I'm extreme. Let's do this. Yeah. They don't think about if they should.
Silver Surfer, bro. What are you talking about?
Say what?
You must hate the Silver Surfer. Why would you even say that? And that's where it starts. And then everybody else jumps in. And then Ty goes, well, fuck you guys. I'm leaving. And Ty goes on with his life, but all these dudes go out here and make it a mess for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It just.
And then for the next 20 years, I talk about how millennials suck and don't know anything. And it's over a Silver Surfer movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's in a nutshell. That's how it happens.
Yeah.
And that's sad.
So again, you don't think that makes that a downer that we have the ability for that? Because I guess when you look at it, technology has enabled a lot of that. Because, so now, right? Being a kid, I remember if you wanted to know something, you had them encyclopedias. Go find it. Go find the answer. Go read it. Go look it up.
Someone tried to sell them to your parents door to door.
You tell a kid something, hey Siri, hey Google, hey whatever, hey, you know what I'm saying? Or Google it up, search it up. That's what's happening.
The whole world in your hand right there.
Yeah, I see my kids doing. Look, I just said, hey Google, my phone just flipped open. So you see these chat GPT now. It's like people don't even talk. They're like, hey, write me a story about this, that, and the third. Chat GPT, and it just does it, and then they go to school with it and get a good grade. Then did they really learn anything or know anything? Because they didn't do any of it.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
Well, not only that, but some of those facts aren't right.
Yeah, well, colleges tell you, like, you can write your paper in AI, but we're going to be able to tell. Really?
Right.
I've written a lot of college papers on my own that sucked, and I got a good grade. Is it because I just did the assignment? Because did you really read it? Because it probably wasn't awesome.
They took pity on you because they didn't want to get interrogated.
Like, this dude's old as shit. We don't want him to have to do this again. It's
you just say, chat GPT, write me an essay about this that nobody else has ever done, and it'll do it.
For sure. But that's the thing Ty's saying, though. Chat GPT at this point is not.
Yeah, it can get facts wrong.
Thought.
Oh yeah, it can get facts wrong. That's probably
someone.
But
and then someone will read that and they'll think that that's correct, and then you have a whole generation that thinks that. You know.
But you remember, dude, if you were going to cheat on a test, you didn't give a shit how you got the answers. I'm just about to cheat, get this grade, and I'm rolling. They're not reading the paper. All they know is they printed it out. Like, I'm turning it in. Dude, they didn't read nothing.
Bro, where's the library at right now?
I know, right? It's your
library, bro. I don't think my kids would even know what to do if they went in there and saw a library.
Look, I was proud of Cole. Like, he would tell us during this school year when he was working, he's like, I'm going to go to the library and study. I was like, oh, shit. Only because the library at Texas A&M is freaking legit. If you haven't been to that library is amazing.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm going to the library to study. I was like, oh, shit, good. He knows what that is. I'm happy. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, but what he was really doing, that was false information. Dad, I'm going to the library to.
He said he was going to the library.
Girls.
He used the word in a sentence, and it was proper. So therefore, I was like, all right, cool.
You didn't argue
something.
Yeah. That was good enough. I got you.
Yeah.
Well, we've been on for a minute, and I never said, hey, everybody. It's the Triple Threat Vet Podcast. We're in here. You guys are in here. Welcome. We're live with my man TY, my man Matt Johnson, just myself truly, I guess we'll say yours truly or whoever truly, DJ World T, my man Al Hero is out today. He has some family emergency stuff going on, so we want to send our shots out and love to him and his family, but also to you and your family. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for being a part of the Triple Threat Vet Podcast, family, crew, friends, and all the above. And if you haven't told somebody, make sure that you tell them to join in, to like, subscribe, follow, all the good stuff that comes along with making sure that we stay the Triple Threat Vet Podcast and we are out here available to you. We love it, man. We love you guys. We love you guys being in here and showing up. I think this will be a good time for us to go ahead and take a break, pay a couple of bills, and come back. It's just the crew today, so we're going to do whatever we do. We talk about what we want to talk about. We're getting some good time to wax poetic with each other, send some love with each other, but we will be right back in just a few ticks of time as we take a break, and you're going to be right back with the crew. I'm DJ World T. You're here with your man TY and your man Matt Johnson. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen.
Gear up in style wearing Got Your Six apparel. Every purchase makes a difference. It's more than just clothing, it's a statement of gratitude. Upgrade without breaking the bank. Discover cost-effective, high-quality clothing made in the USA. Each shirt is handcrafted by our team in the great state of Texas and shipped for free to your front door. Got Your Six is where quality meets purpose. We're a small veteran-owned business that takes pride in the mission and the value of our products. Join us in growing a community, supporting our heroes, veterans, and first responders by wearing a custom design.
I thought you'd never ask.
Visit sameflagsameoath.com and use the code TRIPLETHREAT for 10% off. Follow us on all social media platforms for any upcoming releases or events, and you can reach out to us with questions anytime. We are here to support our brothers and sisters.
Hey everybody, Scott Bryson here with Veteran Mortgage Solutions, and today's quick shot instant intel is around real estate agents and price negotiation. Would you go to court without an attorney? Yeah, neither would I. A lot goes into price negotiation, such as how long has the house been on the market? What are the comparable sales for the last 6 months? What about the last 12 months? What's the owner's equity position? Has it been under contract before? Has the price changed? What are the schools like? And more. Real estate transactions are complex and they move fast. If you blink, you may miss out on your dream home. So give me a call and I'll set you up with a proven real estate agent in your area. It's worth fighting for.
I started this process with one goal in mind, to finish. But then it grew into not only being a challenge for myself, but to encourage those to push past discomfort and to get people up off their ass and get after it. This challenge is much more than a physical feat. It's a testament to the power of pushing boundaries, overcoming pain, and driving positive change. Through each mile, we're honoring the spirit of those who have given so much before us, reflecting on the sacrifices made for our freedoms, and remembering that the strength to overcome and persevere lies within each of us. Your support fuels this mission. It's not just about the distance covered, but the message that we carry and the impact we make together. Your donations are making a significant difference, enabling us to support the Pipe Hitters Foundation and what they stand for. Show your commitment by getting after it. My hope is that this will drive you towards action. Action to get that degree, write your book, or simply get off the couch for a daily walk. Whatever it is, don't waste any more time. So as I lace up my boots and shoulder this ruck, I carry with me the support, your belief in change, and a shared commitment to making a difference. Let's continue to push the limits, confront our challenges, and create a lasting impact. Thank you for standing with me in this journey. Let's make it memorable.
Yeah. Shout out to Phil DeRue. That's one of Mac Verdi's buddies. He's a motivational guru, trainer for UFC. He's been, strength coach, UFC MMA fighter.
Totally the dude you want to go to the bar with you if you plan on getting into some shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then shout out to Scott Bryson. I saw him today. I had lunch with him. He was down here from Tyler, Texas. So shout out to Scott Bryson, loan officer with Veteran Mortgage Solutions.
There you go. It's worth fighting for. That's what I remember every time. When I hear it's worth fighting for, I think of that dude.
That's his tagline. I put
his
it on
catch
all
line
his
is
marketing stuff.
Catchy. Good job there. I'll tell you what, I saw the last video you just put in. I'm just gonna let you guys know now. I know we've been talking for a long time about going to do working out and shit like that. And dude, I've ran 2 days in a row. Can you
My man.
No, it's only 2 days.
Hey, it's 2 days more than it was before.
Yeah.
That shit hurts. I'm just letting y'all know. It hurts, dude.
I mean, hurt is pain. Pain is weakness leaving the body.
I'm not a Marine, bro. I was in the Navy.
You are a Marine in heart.
Nah, not well. Maybe I was. That's almost true. Maybe I was quarter Marine.
Yeah, the fact that you knew that.
Actually, they called us Marines with light duty chits. I don't know what that meant, but we didn't have crayons though, so that's probably why we made it out all right. I'm telling you, I did it 2 days in a row, and I did not want to go today. I just didn't want to do it. But then I was like, man, shit.
What would Scott Blake do? Scott would get his ass up and go do something about it.
Yeah. Well, I did. So I just want to tell you guys I'm doing that. and it's pretty good. I've closed rings on a watch for a couple days. I hadn't done that in a long time.
Feels good, man.
That happened. Yeah,
keep doing it, brother. Keep doing it.
Becky has been. I don't mean to interrupt you, but Becky's been my inspiration for doing that, because I've watched her work her ass off for the last month and a half, and everything that she's doing is wonders, right? And so I see that, and I'm like, God, I'm not lazy. I got to do something. And so, she's eventually going to figure out that I suck because of all the work she's putting in, and then I'm going to be by myself, dude. I got to catch up,
Shut
don't
up.
want to lose the good shit that you have.
I'm going to channel. You realized that a long time ago.
Yeah. Shut up.
Don't reminder, dude.
Shout out, our hero.
Hypnotizing. You know what I mean?
You know how I
just started running and running.
Yeah.
That's how she typed that, I think.
I'm gonna wipe my face with the yellow towel next week, and then hold it and be like, "Oh shit, a smiley face." So that
have a nice day.
Matter of fact, he was at that ceremony today, walking around and shaking hands and talking to Tom Hanks. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I met Tom Hanks on the ship, man. When they did the Pearl Harbor thing, and we had a bunch of celebrity people come and visit our ship, but I got to meet him there. He's a cool dude. But
the coolest celebrity I ever saw deployed was Robin Williams. He came to Mosul in 2003 and absolutely put on a ridiculously amazing show in the dining facility.
Wow.
With 1,000 people just around, and he's just waxing poetic.
Yeah.
That's word for it.
Yep.
Yeah. But I was saying, man, you know how I feel about Becky. Wonderful. Julie Willis, you know how I feel about you. Wonderful. Love you guys, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. I wanted her to know that, because here's the thing. I should probably tell her every day that she inspires me to do that stuff, but I've seen her dedicated to it. Right. And I know that we've talked about on here before, and we've said we need to go do it. And everybody's been like, yeah. And then I see her doing it, and I'm just like, I need to stop being a piece of shit. I need to get up and do this thing. Right. Because, honestly, I didn't want to go today, but it was easy 2 days. Like, get up in the morning, go do it. It's like 30, 45 minutes for now. But the reason I'm doing it, guys, is because Becky was like, you want to go run this 5K? And I was like, what 5K? And she's like, it's for Camp Hope. And I was like, all right, cool. I said, when is it? You know me. And she's like, June 22nd or something. I don't know. It's like the third weekend in June. I was like, I can run 3 miles by then. She's like, all right, cool, we're going. I was like, oh shit, she means it. Like, we're really going, dude. So I got to be ready to run a 5K, dude.
Yeah.
All good. We're going to get there.
Hell yeah.
I got to get my body right, man, because we're going to go to Antigua in August, I believe it is. So I got to get right, man, because I'm going to be doing some whining and grinding and walking and talking in Antigua.
Say it again. You're going to be doing some whining and what?
I was some whining and grinding. I already know I got my special request shit signed by the wife. We good.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So she's going. I know there's going to be a whole bunch of.
Okay, so what are we whining and grinding about? Are you finding our compound in Antigua for us to do the podcast and live? Is that what you're going to do?
So in Antigua, in Carnival, they do the Carnival Festival, and it's a whole bunch of back it up and whining, bumping and grinding, that kind of stuff. Your outfits are on, but it's not much of an outfit. It's pretty much you're naked with just pretty much just a little bit of stuff on, but I guess you're just walking and dancing to the music, and random people just run up on you and grind on you and bump on you and all this stuff. So I saw the videos and I was like, ooh, this is going to be crazy, but that's heritage, man. So, I have to understand it. I have to, got to be a part of it. I'm not afraid of it. I trust my wife. Pretty sure she trusts me as well. Yeah. So I'll get myself right, man.
Good thing you're wearing sunglasses. I'm guaranteed you're like,
yeah, brother, I'm going to be ready for it. Why not? I'm in for it. All the crazy stuff I've done in my life, this will be fun. Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
Support. Yeah. I don't need you guys getting quiet on me now. I want you guys to be, give me some. I need some help from the fellas.
You need some encouragement?
Yeah.
Let's be honest right now. We don't need to give you more encouragement. Like, you're ready to go. Like, we don't need to be like, you got it. You can do it. Just keep pushing. It'll be all right.
Okay.
Keep practicing. You'll get it.
7 kids later. There we go.
Look, Becky said that is another level of getting yourself ready, Scott.
Right, there you go.
That's another level.
Yeah, I gotta get myself ready, man. So mentally ready, physically ready, the whole thing. But I think I'll be ready. I'm going to be ready.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, why not, man? I lived half a lifetime. About to be 50, man. Big 50.
Nah, dude, we're going to win the lottery. And with the advancements in science and our high level of income, it's only a matter of time before they figure out how to help me live to be 200, 350 years tops. I mean, that's possible, right?
Yeah. Man, I look, again, social media. I'm going to tell you this one. I saw a video of what they're doing. I don't know if this is real or they're experimenting or they're trying, but they got these robots, right? That they are saying that they are able to take your head off of your old body and put it on a younger body and put it back together, and you can live. They say your brain can live hundreds of years, right? But your body is what falls apart. So what I saw in this video, and I don't know, again, is AI pictures and stuff, but they show where they surgically remove your head from your body and detach it to another body, a younger body, and it works. I don't know. I've seen it and I saw it, and it's like the
oh my God. See what you did, dude. Now I got to know, man. Now I got another thing to work to pay for. How much?
I'm just saying, I don't know who wants to live that long, but that's what they're doing. And when I saw the video of it, I was like, wow, that's crazy. What if that works?
Okay, well, here you go. Here's the question. Ready? This is the question.
I don't want to try it.
You only have enough money for one of you to do it. You or your wife. Who's doing it?
I'll do it.
See? What? I know I'm not doing it.
I would do it because if they cut my wife's head off and she didn't make it, bro, I'm not dealing with that shit. But
but you just said it's going to work.
She's younger than me. I'm just saying I would trust her. If we sat down and dinner, they said, listen, one of you two got to do it. I'll be like, I'll do it. If I don't come back, I'll live to be 50, man. You know what I mean? And I tried, but this is for you guys, so that you guys don't try this shit. I'll be the
so you want to be the early adopter, so you're going to be the OG, first, so you can make the most money. No, thank you.
I want to be the first one in the new body. I gotta be able to pick the body though. Like, hold on,
I haven't even figured out those neural.
You're not downsizing me, bro. I need
mind yet.
Yeah, you ain't downsizing me. I need a Rick James, bitch. I need one of them kind of body parts. If you're gonna take my head off and we're gonna do some changing up, I'm coming in the room like da-da. Everybody's gonna be like, damn, I know why he did that. That's right. I'm going to the beach with some little tiny shorts on, and like 7 inches of it's going to be hanging out the bottom of the shorts.
What do you dream about at night? That's all I want.
Saying, bro, that's going to be it. If I do it, that's because now you see these girls go to the beach now. They got these new superimposed booties and breasts and stuff like that. They weren't born with that. You about $8,000, you can come out there and bam, right? So if I'm going to risk taking my head off and I'm going to
excuse me, it fell out. My bad.
Yeah. Sorry, it's kind of like out of they don't make shorts.
Oh my God, carnival for life.
Right. Even if I don't have to use it, at least they said, like, God, did you guys see when Blake came back? Did you see? Like, yeah, I wasn't trying to look at it, but it's like right there. Yeah, it's looking at me. Yeah, because I paid for that. That's right. I'm not gonna go, you know what I mean, and have a choice to get whatever kind of car I want, come back in a Ford Eclipse or whatever is there such thing as a Ford Eclipse?
There used to be
Mitsubishi Eclipse, Ford Focus.
Ford Focus. Now, it's going to be a Focus, all right. Yeah, it's going to be a
Focus ass whooping.
The Focus, but what was the other one? You remember? I can't remember the name of it. You remember the Ford car that was the 2-door, looked like a popcorn box? Festiva.
Oh yeah,
that was my first car, dude.
Yeah, I had a
rusted out rims, bro. I washed that thing every damn week. I was like, this is the nicest car ever. Seats are ripped. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't know how we got there, but we got there. Oh, because we were talking about going to college.
I just wanted to bring back to reality of like what I had to settle for and what you're dreaming for. That's all I'm trying to do right now.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I'm seeing these so-called greatest players of the game these days that are not playing very well in the finals in game one. I mean, it's not that great a game right now.
What I see what 68 to 52.
Yeah. Celtics putting it on them.
And so I think once you get to the point where you start talking trash, and you haven't, you know what I mean, and you haven't finished out that check and you ain't got certified funds, that's bad news. Yeah. And I think right now, Luka's talking a lot of trash about how great he is. Yeah, bro, I see you can ball, bro, but you trying to say you Larry Bird balling? Nah, he ain't Larry Bird balling, man. Larry Bird different. You know
He's not even halfway to Dirk Nowitzki balling. Dude.
He ain't even Dirk.
Are we going to get into another era's argument about the NBA?
Hey, we can, because that was pretty interesting.
LeBron and Jordan.
We can.
That was interesting.
Why not? Let's do it.
I just think that, like, to me, Larry Bird in the era of basketball and the type of half-court basketball they played. I mean, they had 4 Hall of Famers on that team. 3 of them played in the low post. 4 of them played in the low post if you count Larry Bird. Mm-hmm. So the era that they played in, I think that Luka Doncic would probably get beat up a bit if he played back then. But I think the level of NBA teams now is here. Most teams are here, and then you got your elite teams that are a little bit above them. But back in the 80s, you had elite teams, and then the rest of the teams sucked.
Right.
So well, I think overall, all the athletes are better.
Stayed together much longer back then too. There wasn't all this jumping and moving and bouncing. They stayed together. But I'll tell you, when you look at eras like that, I remember making Cole sit down and watch The Last Dance with me, just to watch it, right? Because it takes him through all that. And the only thing I can remember from that is Cole going, "Dad, they really used to play basketball like that? Like hand checking, physical." Now, granted, they're showing everybody trying to beat Michael Jordan's ass because it's the documentary. So it wasn't always like that. But I was like, yeah, man, basketball used to be physical like that. It's changed now. Because Cole's like, if they played like that today, I'd watch. So then I was kind of like, have you ever watched a basketball game? And we've watched them live, but there is a difference in that play,
Case in point, Luka Doncic just went to the hole, barely got touched, acted like he got killed, fell down. And then if that had happened back in the 80s and 90s,
they would have
been like, they'd have laughed at him. Why in the hell did you fall down? Nobody hit you, dog. Get up.
I mean, any game that you got to play with Chuck Taylors that got no support in them, bro. Come on.
You're mad. That's why you're beating people up, because you're mad you had to wear Chuck Taylors. Right?
It hurt so damn bad, dude. You couldn't even get around.
And they weren't making the money that they're making now. Not even close.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you guys, if you look at eras, let's do this. Instead of trying to talk about who's the best player at whatever, when you look at sports in general, right, just sports, which sport do you think today is kind of close to competitive-wise and how they play the game as they were in the 2000s, 90s, like that? Which sport would you say is
hockey?
Close. I was going to say the same.
Yeah, hockey. Hockey is the most exhilarating sport to watch live, other than maybe soccer.
Yeah.
Like, soccer's pretty amazing to watch live. Professional soccer.
I don't agree on soccer. I just don't. When I played soccer, it was kind of the same. Like, you got knocked around and shit. But soccer players now, dude, they invented what all the NBA players are doing when they go to the rack.
Flopping shit.
Players do in the last 2 minutes where they fall down and like, oh, I got a cramp, and then they're running on the field 10 seconds
right back
later.
up. Yeah, jump right back.
Soccer players they're the best actors on the planet, dude. If you watch a game, like,
I tell you who don't act is them rugby players.
No, those dudes are legit.
No, they don't act.
Baseball stayed pretty the same. I don't think there was too much change in baseball.
Yeah, but the way baseball is played is not the way it used to be, though, right? Like, they do all these shifts and move all this stuff around, and it is different.
I know. I would say boxing has changed. I remember when I was younger.
Yeah,
you knew a lightweight, you knew a featherweight, you knew a middleweight, and you knew a heavyweight. You knew who they were. Now, bro, I have no idea who is the heavyweight champ, who's the middle. I have no idea because they don't fight enough. They pick their fighters. And the MMA thing, I watch it, but there's so many of them that I can't keep track of all that, bro. There's so many. And then they lose and come back and lose 5 times and come back, and I saw this too much.
I will tell you that I started watching a little bit more UFC because Cole watches that a lot. Yeah, there you go. Anytime you arrest the number 1 golfer in the world at a golf tournament because he tried to drive around an accident, you're a gangster. Louisville does it big.
Yeah.
But I started to watch UFC with Cole, and it's interesting. We went to watch. I don't know which one it was. It was when Sean O'Malley was fighting some dude for the title. They were talking shit to each other. I just remember he had blue hair, right?
Yep. Remember him.
So when they were coming in, Dustin Poirier was fighting some dude that used to be in the military or something. I can't remember the dude's name, but we were in this room with some grown ass men, right? And these grown ass men are in there watching it. None of these dudes knew that Dustin Poirier was from Lafayette, Louisiana. Now, granted, we were in Louisiana. The moment these dudes found out that he was from Louisiana, it's like they'd known him their whole life. And Cole was like, I'm just going to let y'all know he's going to lose. And he would have if that dude, as if anything in the UFC, didn't make one mistake. He made that one mistake, and Poirier made him pay for it. And they were like, oh, I told you he was going to win. And Cole was like, if you looked at the scorecards right now, because, like, you know, they would grapple, they'd go to the ground, and they're doing the work in the match. Cole's all into it, and these dudes are like, this is boring, get up. Cole's like, what are you talking about? This is awesome. When I was looking at it, like, this kid is looking at it from, like, he's watching the strategy behind which these dudes are fighting. So he's really watching the sport for what it should be. Mm-hmm. So I was like, that's cool. So then we watched a couple fights, and now every time one comes on, I'm just like, okay, cool. Let's watch these UFC fights, because those dudes, they go at it. And you know what is crazy about UFC? The women's fights are just as good as the men's fights, because they get it in, dude. There is no holds barred in those.
Yeah. Dudes. I just never understood how you can have women's street fights all the time. And every single time almost, a breast comes out, a butt cheek comes out, something comes out. In the MMA, I don't know what kind of outfits they got on, man. It's like they wear literal outfits, but nothing ever comes out. And it's live. You don't watch it live like, wait, oh, no.
Yeah, because in the MMA fight, in the UFC, they're not trying to grab each other's hair and drag each other through the parking lot and accidentally catch the shirt. They're in there to be like, I'm going to punch you in the
face, right,
and kick you in the mouth. Like, dude, they're pretty good. Yeah. I remember us watching one, and there was a fight between two ladies in that UFC. It was the best fight of the night. Dude, they went at it, bro. Like, there was no – they got done, and everybody was just at the TV like –
yeah.
Did y'all just see that? Like, it's crazy. So that's good. But, yeah, I agree with you. Hockey is still pretty legit. Still skate and fight. Let's go.
Yep. They have a thing on what is that damn shit I got downstairs? Kind of TV. Roku. On Roku, right? It's it's like bare knuckle fighting or something. And it comes on all day long. So I went to my brother-in-law's house. Man, I was up till about 3 a.m, man. It was like one fight after another. And I was like, whoa, I'm talking about 2 seconds, not 2 seconds, but I say about good 2, not 2 minutes is too long. Man, 45 seconds in the fight, blood everywhere. Man, I'm talking about, I saw a girl going, she got her head split like from the middle of her eyes all the way to her forehead, like just split open, blood everywhere. I'm like, whoa, I'm watching this thing like, this is crazy. And she was still trying to fight, but the doctor came in there and was like, no, you got it.
We can see your brain.
Like, you know what I mean? And then it's like the next fight comes on, and it's like the same thing happens. It's like they scrabble for a minute, and somebody gets an uppercut, and then when he pops his head up, it's like, bro, you look like you got 2 eyes right here, because this is open up, and oh man,
no, that's that Kimbo Slice stuff when he was making the videos in the backyard.
Yeah,
like,
that's great.
He was punching people. What about the other one that they do now, the slap boxing, where you literally just stand in front of somebody and you're like, smack me as hard as you can.
Listen to me. No, there's no way. Let me just put this out here, this disclaimer. If you ever want to get shot by me, like shot, pow, with a gun, slap me in my face. I do not like it. I don't like it. I never have. I just feel like that's the most disrespectful thing other than spitting in somebody's face that you can do. Punch me in my face, bro. Do not slap me in my face. If you slap me, that means I could have punched your ass, but I think you're so much of a bitch, I'm just going to slap you in your face. Don't do that, because then you can't recover from a slap. Like, if you punch me, I'm like, oh, shit, that was a good hit. I can respect that. But if you slap me, man, and just when I come back.
If you've ever like even seen a couple clips of those things, you know what amazes me the most It's the skinniest kid.
Yeah, slapped the shit out of
Lays, I mean, this dude's huge. Like he's a gym guy. He works out. And this little kid
you.
like levels that dude, bro. Like he's got
What
so
the-
much power in them bones.
What did the
I'm
five
like,
fingers say to the face?
yeah, I was like, holy shit, man.
Hell no, you're not about to Rick James slap me or Charlie Murphy. Nah, we're not doing that. No, man, we're not doing that. Yeah, my mom slapped me one time for free, just playing around. I don't even know what I did. I came home on leave, and my mom she was just in her moment, man, and she slapped the shit out of me, man, and by the back door of my sister's house. And I'm like, I came back, and because I had to fix myself, because that was my mama did that, so I couldn't raise my hand to my mom or whatever. But it took me probably a whole 15 minutes just to program in my mind what the hell just happened. And my sister was like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Bro." I was like, Mom is tripping right now because she don't even understand. Like, oh, I wanted to get somebody. Like, somebody had to get it. I got slapped in my face. Somebody had to get it. But, yeah, I forgive you, Mom. But that shit was crazy. I'm never going to forget that, though. You got away with a good one. Slap the hell out of me, man.
Yeah.
I think I said to her, I was like, hey, baby, or, just being funny. And my mom was like, what? And slapped it. I was like, what?
I don't know what that Navy taught you. You ain't gonna come in here and talk to me.
Yeah, they teach you in the Navy, boy. I'm your
mama.
Right. So was that child abuse?
No, she was just a message. You were a grown man by then. No.
How you said no so fast. How you going to tell me that's not child abuse?
You said you came back from the Navy, dude.
You ain't a child, yeah. You're an adult.
So this is adult abuse? Then that's assault.
No, I think that's what Mama calls an attitude adjustment, probably.
That's
right?
assault, bro.
It could have been assault.
I'm calling the police. I know
your mom would have been
calling assault on your mama.
You see what I could really do with this hand.
You really get slapped then.
Just imagine if I tried to slap your ass.
What you doing, boy? I'm calling the police. Shit.
Oh my god.
So do you think Chris Rock recovered?
Oh, absolutely.
Did he recover from his slap? What would you have done if Will Smith slapped you on the Oscars?
No concussion, nothing. He was good to go.
Listen, talking about that serious because there's 3 people involved.
There's
3 people involved in this, and I have to look at it 3 ways. There's a lot of wrong in that, but the only good in that that really wasn't good is that he didn't react, and I think people gave him shit because he didn't react. But I will say, in honor of Chris Rock, it take a lot to care enough about your career and what it would look like on the other end to stand there and take that. So I do want to say that first, right? Shouts out to him for being able to be man enough to be slapped in the face in front of the whole world and to be able to say, you know what? I just got slapped in the face, but that was it. I have to say that. Now, I have to say this. Whatever the hell was going on with Will Smith, or whatever the hell that Jada Pinkett got in between her legs that make you want to do some shit like that, and that the caliber of actor that you are to do that, I don't want none of that. None of that. But she didn't say anything after that. Like when he went back and sat down, I don't know if she said good job. She didn't say thank you, babe, or hey, hun. She just kind of just took it. I don't know what the hell was going on in that whole arena, but there was so much wrong to where when it first happened, I thought it was supposed to happen. I thought it was
like a joke.
Right?
Yeah.
But again, there's a whole lot of breaking points in that. Because whatever the hell Will Smith was going through or whatever he's been hearing, maybe there were so many people in the audience talking about Jada Pinkett's hair and the fact that she had her hair cut that way and everything. And one more joke just took him over the limit.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But there was a long walk between him getting up out of his chair, walking all the way down that stage, reaching back and shout, pow, and then turning.
It ain't like he ran at him either. He walked up there smooth.
Yeah.
But the shirt.
Well, I would tell you that from Chris Rock's perspective, he handled it better than anybody.
99% of people.
Anybody, but than most people would have. And then what he did is he goes, okay, that's cool, but I still got you. And then he did that special. Oh my! Because he was like, all right, here we go. You ready? This is where we're going to do it. But
even in the special,
and then he continued to do the show, and like then the dude wins the award at the end and they're clapping. I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on?
There was a lot of stuff. Well, there was a lot of stuff that was different about that, to where I was like, what the hell? But like I said, Chris Rock is bigger man than myself for the way that he handled that, and I have a lot of respect for him for that. I know myself, just being honest, I don't have that kind of self-control.
Yeah.
I don't have that kind of, I've never been put in a position to be, to have that much stuff to lose, right? Because if you think about it, had he would have reacted any other way, then his career would have been just as tore up as Will Smith was temporarily. I think he could have recovered from it, but I think that it would have tarnished his career as well, right?
Yeah, it could have.
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. And at that kind of
think about it though, right? Think about it in this terms, like when that happens, right? I mean, everybody knows who all three of those people are. They're all super famous.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen them in Saturday Night Live. You've seen them in movies. You saw them in The Fresh Prince. You've seen them in, like, they've been in all kinds of movies, TV shows, the whole nine.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that is if you look at what happened there and you're like, man, like, how does that happen, or what do you do from there? It's the same as the thing you described earlier. The dad jumping up, pushing somebody out of the way just so that you don't have to do that. Again, like, what happened? And to be honest, everybody can see it now because of, again, the access you have to everything. But the fact that he just kind of like, he got hit, and you could look at Chris Rock was even like, damn, man, that was pretty good.
Right.
And then he just kept going. Like, he was the consummate professional in that.
Yeah.
But
so did you lose any respect for Will Smith in that?
dude, I
Being honest, not with everybody else's opinion, just your own personal self.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I don't think you should have done it like that. I don't think you do something like that in public. But at some point, so like you said, there's three sides of this coin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's another part of that. If he truly did not like the fact that he made a joke about his wife, he went up and did that. At that point, he's protecting his wife because he loves his wife that much.
Mm.
So in some form, can you blame the dude for doing it? Because he even told him during the thing, like, stop. He kept saying the jokes and says, like, all right, screw it, I'm going to go do it. So there's one point to be like, you're standing up for your wife because that's who you love. So there's that. And then you have Chris Rock who gets hit and then he doesn't do anything in retaliation when he gets slapped. And then there's that. Mm-hmm. So it's like, like with anything in the world, you could see both sides of the coin, right? Like, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Have you been to a comedy show? They're going to find somebody to make fun of in the room. Which is how it works. So you should know that's going to happen. But then at the same time, for what it was or whatever, and then he made the joke, and then you find out later that she had issues, right? And that's why it was like that. So then you kind of go,
maybe.
Shit.
Right.
Maybe that was good. So it's hard to say yes or no. Does that mean I'm not going to watch the new Bad Boys movie because he did that? No, I'm going to go watch that bitch. Bad Boys is awesome. I'm just saying.
Well, I think
you know what I mean? It's like...
Yeah. I think it was an accumulation of a lot of things, man, because that round table, that red table talk and stuff where she went out and said she's messing with the young guy, August Alsina guy and all that stuff. And that stuff happened on TV. I feel like he just felt like he was tired of taking blows. However, I will say this. I would think that in that arena, even if it was me and my wife, and I stood up like I was going to go somewhere, my wife would have been looking at me like, what are you about to do?
Yeah.
You don't sit your ass down. You talk to him after that shit is over. That's what my wife would say, right? I believe, like, if I stood up,
that's true.
That you think about it, right? You're somewhere and Becky knows somebody pissed you off, and you stood up. Becky's gonna be like, Matt, where the hell are you going? You be like, I'm about to.
And here's the thing: if you do go, like, you do what he did, so here's the third side of that coin, right?
Yeah.
Did he embarrass her by doing that? Was she embarrassed afterwards? Is that why she didn't say anything to him? Is that why she stayed quiet? Because I know if it was I in that situation, and I made such a public scene about something like that, then depending on what it is, you could wind up embarrassing whoever in your mind, you're doing it for them, but you could wind up embarrassing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate you did that, but you didn't have to do that in front of all these people. Now I can't ever, think about that. I can't ever come back here now because all anybody's ever going to do is remember that. Whereas I'm going to be the guy like, nobody cares, But then some people would be like, it doesn't matter what you think. It's what I think about what these people think now. You know what I mean? So there's more than 3 sides, I guess you would say to that.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. I mean, I just don't. I've heard worse jokes. That's all I'm gonna say. If you ever watched the roast of Tom Brady, you want to see some crazy stuff?
That roast was
that roast right there. I was like, ooh, I'm sitting in my seat uncomfortable about something that, but they took it because they knew what it was.
Also, what was the other one? The Mark Twain Award that Kevin Hart got? Dude, they were getting Kevin Hart.
Oh yeah, but see, the thing of it is Chris Rock is a comedian, bro. It would be different. It would be different if maybe somebody like The Rock went up there and said some shit like that. Then you're like, bro, really? Like, you're tripping right now. Like, you up here, you just use this platform as an opportunity to say some off the wall shit about my wife. Understand? You know what I mean? Like, there has to be a level of grace that you give to a comedian because you understand he's a comedian. Like, nobody's going to take what Chris Rock said, no matter what he said. Like, he was at a
podcast. Have you seen his comedy before?
The argument would have been like, bro, that's Chris Rock. He's a jokester. That's what he does. That's what he did to get a laugh. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing other than that. But for the fact that he just took it that far, that's why I say I feel like it was something else going on other than that to where because you've never seen Will Smith ever act like that.
Right, for sure.
I've never seen it. Like, it would be different if it was Mike Tyson. You would expect that from Mike Tyson. Like, yo,
he
Mike
probably would have given the joke if that was in there.
Then that's the difference because I think Chris Rock would have been smart enough to know, like, I'm not going to say that about Mike Tyson's wife because Mike Tyson's crazy.
But at the same time, with a lot of the movies that Will Smith has made, he's done a lot of funny movies. He's done a lot of movies where you joke around a lot. So at some point, maybe Chris Rock also, if you're looking at all sides, is like, oh, this dude's got a sense of humor, right? Like he's going to know that I'm not like out to get someone, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. We're all human. So he caught him on a bad night. He reacted, and that's what happens because you never know what anyone's going through, right? You just caught that. Maybe he just caught that dude on a bad night, like you said, Scott. Like, tonight's not the night.
Tonight's not the night, bro.
All right, that's the that just takes the cookie lid right out of the jar. I'm going up there. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, good stuff. But I'm glad we talked about it.
We are like so well rounded, dude. I can't believe that I talked about all those topics.
There you go, bro. I know you can do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? We just get to talk about it. That's what we do. That's who we are, man.
I feel special, but not short bus special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We are who we are. That's how we started off, man. Look at that. Bro, look at that thing.
Bro.
It was like I got 2 beans on the top of my head. A little light shining on there. Matt, look at you. You got this little goofy smile. Look at Ty. He's like, yeah, I'm the coolest guy ever. And I put on my Kentucky blue shirt. Look at me. Yeah, look at us now, man. And we have not made one dime, but we have been rich. We have been rich in laughter and rich in fun. Shit is wonderful, bro.
Look, Scott is in like the nicest neighborhoods on the planet on the podcast house. And on the very first one, he had his bed sheets behind him.
There you go. Yeah. They got that black bed sheet.
You did that downstairs, didn't you?
Yeah, that was downstairs, man.
Yeah. He forgot to clean up a little bit. You know, he wasn't ready for something. Didn't show nobody.
Yeah. That's
and it was like, I'm going to get your ass if you show everybody this house. You better put that sheet up.
Well, my turtle be in the background acting crazy, man. I knew that was going to be a distraction.
Oh.
So I try to put the little thing up to cover him up. Yeah. So so you know what, Todd? Can we do this? We see without going through ours individually. Can we go through real fast before we get out? Like everybody that we did, like just a quick of, you know what I'm saying? Episode. I guess it would be in 5 and up. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 till now. Like just a quick thing. Quick reminder, flashback.
Like from 1 through 5?
Or one.
If you watch the show, you've seen it.
That's true.
But we can do it right now.
Just a quick flash through, like, you know what I mean? Just a quick flash through, like where we been.
Yeah, I'll do one. I'll do one for next week.
Okay, we'll do it next week. We'll do a flashback.
I know you were flashing up upcoming events. I mean, just look at who we got coming up, dude. Like, I'll tell you what, and you're doing this thing. We're booked out, dude. People want to talk to us. And people are happy to share their story, and that's the part that I think is amazing about what we're doing. Is we're allowing, I like to call it the average Joe, to come on and tell their story, right? Because everybody's special in their own way, so you don't have to be super famous or done something crazy, but everybody's story is worth telling. And so that's what I like about what we do. And, we've had a lot of people that have come on to want to tell stories that I think, have made big impacts in places. And so it's pretty neat to see.
Yeah. This is
no doubt.
Take me out to the ball game, bro.
Yep. Operation Warrior Wishes will be a guest here in a couple of weeks. We've been given some tickets to the Astros, to that organization. They've been sending some veterans that otherwise may not have been able to even get access to those kind of tickets. So that's a lot of fun to do that. 90 more days until the NFL.
And
here's something I want to talk about right here.
Part of history. Old Josh Gibson becomes baseball batting average leader.
Yeah, so all the stats from the Negro leagues are now incorporated into Major League Baseball's lifetime stats. So he's got the new career highest batting average.
Wow.
So he was a catcher. He was actually considered one of the greatest catchers ever. Knew how to he caught people like Satchel Paige and things like that. So this is changing games. And I mean, this is the Negro leagues were a professional baseball league that were some of the teams, were on par with some of the, good teams in the MLB. So these players needed to have their stats added, and I'm glad it's happened. So
let's just be honest.
I'm a baseball purist, so
it's about time, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Although, Ty, did you hear? And I just heard it quick on the radio the other day. Didn't some baseball player just got banned for life for betting? Right?
I don't know. I didn't hear it.
A baseball player, I don't know who it is, but somebody just got banned for life. And what the first thing I thought was like, man, they brushed over that thing pretty quick. Pete Rose is still getting shit. You know what I mean? But I'd heard, I don't know the name, but I think I heard that on the radio. So if I'm wrong, don't.
No, he got banned for life. He won like 4% of his bets.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, it's Tucupita Marsano banned for life for gambling.
Hmm.
And then two other guys got like a full season ban or something, maybe because they like pushed the button on his phone or something. I don't know.
He's banned from what?
Baseball for life. Because he
Baseball,
bet
I
on
can't
baseball.
play
Oh,
nothing.
Yeah.
damn.
Crazy.
So we were supposed to have Brenden Schnitzler, but he didn't show up today. So let's see. I'm sorry. Next week it's going to be just us, and then we got our 1 year anniversary on the 20th.
Nice.
Yeah.
We got your boy Chris Fahey coming up.
Yep, that's our guy Chris Fahey. He's a huge proponent of the PTSD Foundation of America. He's huge into Camp Hope. That dude also has that's one of those stories that you want to hear. And if you know anybody that likes to see how people come out the other end of things, you need to tell people to watch that one for sure. I'm telling you. Like we tell you to watch all of ours. But I think this one will be on par with some of the better ones that we've done. That when we got done, we were like, damn, So,
Yep. That's going to be a good one.
And again, here's Warriors and Wishes. We'll have Matt Steichen and Jody Rebels on.
Okay.
Well, in August, we got Scott Fisher, who is the CVMA commander for Chapter 2329 of the Combat Veteran Motorcycle Association.
Mm-hmm.
Should be a good interview. Matt?
Yeah, Bree Bagwell, who we met over at the celebrity softball game.
Right. This way. There go. There goes Bree. There goes
Actually, you know what I saw the other day? Like they released, so our friend Bubba Wesley you showed on the screen released a chart, right? Bubba Wesley's in the top 50 right now for a song that he released. And I love you, Bubba. But I looked at the chart. She's like number 8, dude.
Yeah.
So she's rising on those charts as well.
Very cool. And then on 22 August, we got our boy Justin Graber. He's part of the, you see him with the combat veteran Drew Hernandez, but he's doing his own thing now. He's an actor, stand-up comedian, still trying to get it done over there in Hollywood. So big shout out to him. We'll see him on 22 August. Nice. And then Jarvis Smith, but I don't have a picture for them yet.
Yeah, I'm going to give you that. That's the man. I got some pictures. I was waiting for him to give me some more, but I do have some pictures of him. But that's my dude, man. That's like my first C-Dad type thing. Like he's we go a long way back Part of
Yeah.
a lot of who I am is because of that man there. So that's gonna be pretty cool
Nice.
to see. I guess it's like Unk Dad. You know what I mean? He's like Unk Dad on the ship, man. Like he just pulled me in.
He was your sea daddy, bro.
I was a mess, man. I'm telling you, I was a mess, and I was all over the place. But I remember him sitting me down and having a conversation with me that changed a lot of my perspective on life and what I was in the world. So, yeah, and he's just a good dude all the way around.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what. I enjoy the times we all get to talk together.
Yeah,
I love talking to people and I love hearing their story, but I like being able to have conversations with you guys, talk about things that, we're just thinking are important to us. And the fact that we can give that point of view to people and see that it's okay to have disagreements sometimes, not agree on everything all the time, but also be able to just give your opinion on things. So I appreciate that about you guys. I love you guys for that. And just, thank you so much. I mean, I'm not going to say much today going out. I think, today's a day that we should probably go out on a little bit of a lower note, right?
Yeah.
Today's remembrance of D-Day for all the brave men and women that, pretty much paved the way for the freedom we have today. But I would say real quick, you guys got something to say, we could do that. And then kind of close it out special for those guys and, honor the memory of those guys that came before us.
Yeah. I will say before we get out of here and do that, Matt, I too want to say to you guys, I really appreciate you guys. You don't understand how much you guys mean to me individually and as a team, as a podcast crew, what this does to my mental, having a place to go every week to chop it up with you guys and knowing that I can be free to say what I feel without feeling like I'm going to be judged or feeling like I'm trying to push an agenda, but just having real life conversations about anything. And I trust you guys enough to have those conversations that help me see things from a different sight, a different insight, and a different take. Because I understand that my way is not always the right way, but sometimes you get caught up in feeling like everything you say is right. And I know that you guys hold me accountable to that, being true to who I am and having that avenue to, be able to have topics and know that I'm gonna get some honest feedback from you guys' perspective to help keep me on the straight and narrow, which I want to be. So I appreciate you guys for being my bumpers on that. I also want to say to all the veterans who are on here, like today we didn't talk a lot about veteran stuff, but because we are veterans, we talked about veteran stuff. This is what veterans do. We don't have to always talk about bad things that happen and everything, just having a conversation. So I want anybody who's ever listened to this podcast, or if you listen to it later on in time or whatever, to know that this is where you can come to be part of the family. If you have something that you want to talk about, if you feel like you ever want to be on the show because you have a story that you have to tell or something that's important for veterans out there that they need to hear, please reach out to us. We definitely wanted to highlight that. And just know that you guys all have a special place in our heart because you serve, because you have done what a lot of people don't have the guts to do. We appreciate that. So we want to be here to help you whenever we can. And those who don't serve or that just want to watch our show because you guys like listening to us talk, we love you too. And we're thankful for you guys. And we're looking forward to continuing this on. So let us know what we can do to be better. But I didn't want to
coming soon.
Yeah, I love you guys, man. And Al, you ain't on today. I hope your wife is doing good. Hope
I got a text from Al, y'all. He said that she's good. She's okay. Everything's good to go. So he's fine. He just is like, he's tired, man. Al's been mom, dad, worker, boss, everything this week, bro. So he's pretty tired. So I'm glad to know she's doing good, and we miss you, dude.
Yeah. And my cousin Javette's birthday is today. So happy birthday to Javette. And my son Cameron's birthday is tomorrow. So happy birthday, Big Cam. Love you, fella. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to say that.
Nice.
Go ahead, Ty. I'm going to let you wax poetic, my brother.
Thank y'all for coming out. Good night and God bless.
The Russell Simmons approach.
That's right.
Well, now, God bless you. Good night. All right, man. It's on you again, brother.
Yeah, I mean, just like I said, not much to say after that. We just want to say that we're appreciative and thankful for everybody that served our country, the brave men and women from the greatest generation that did what they did to keep us free. And we appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. We'll see y'all next week.
We want to give you guys a moment of silence. I thought we were going to do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Ty, you got to come back in, man.
I'm here, brother.
All right. Yeah. So, on the anniversary of this day, we want to just take a quick second to remember all of those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, and even those who survived it and had to live years and years of memories and things that they've experienced through that time. We did want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart. Thank you for your service. Thank you for what you've done for our great country, nation. And we wanted to give a moment of silence for all those who have been lost, all the pain, all the bloodshed, and all those who were affected by that time. So we wanted to do that.